Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Micro Investor, where we do technical analysis and price predictions on many different cryptocurrencies every single day. Now, in this video, we are going to be talking about Ethereum and picking up where we left off in the previous Ethereum video. Now, I'm also going to be looking at a few different Ethereum charts here because I have some other patterns that I've been looking at, and I want to bring those to your guys' attention. Now, at the moment, looking at the 4-hour chart, we have Ethereum that is trading within this 618 Fibonacci level that's at the price around $1,300, and it's working on attempting to break out of this trend here. As you can see, Ethereum has been kind of consolidating within this trend. Now, it's real important to also follow trends, not just by looking at what where the price could be going. You have to look at the trend, the Fibonacci sequence, the Elliott waves. You have to look at kind of all this stuff because it all does really mean something. So when you can find a trend within it and you can see how the consolidation is moving within this trend, we're working on trying to actually pump out of this trend here. And this will hopefully take us right up to that 50% Fibonacci level at a price of around $14.50. Now, as far as this whole Fibonacci retracement goes, we're using that 52-week low with Ethereum where its price was under $900 back in the middle of June. And then we're also taking that high point with Ethereum from August, where in mid-August, the price had gone up to a bit above $2,000. So we've had some retracement that has happened since then. And now we've just been consolidating more and more. And we're also within this much larger trend, which is actually also part of an even larger trend, as you can see here. If this all makes sense to you guys, I hope you guys appreciate this. So we have this really large trend that Ethereum has been in ever since it did hit its all-time high back in November. And every time the prices come down and it's attempted to have these breakouts, and it's just continue to consolidate more and more as it's been going down. But this trend is coming to an end. This sideways trading has just been kind of just forcing Ethereum out of this trend, and the price doesn't really have much more to go down before something has to give. And usually that's that breakout from the trend that does happen, and that's when things get a bit interesting. Now, we can also see that our bull market support band, which we're going to call the bear market resistance band at this moment, it's also been coming down. And by default, we're working on a way to get right up within that. And if you've been following what other cryptocurrencies are doing right now, I've been talking about some of them that are already on the other side of this, and they're making some pretty big moves. For example, XRP and Quant, they're on the other side of this, and they're making really nice moves because of that. So this is all things that are definitely worth paying attention to. And this is kind of just that expectation that maybe this bottom had already come in and the rally is just right around the corner. I mean, no guarantees to that, but that's just my opinion. So looking at this consolidation and these attempts to break through the trend, where our most recent ones were in mid-August, where we got to above $2,000, and then we came down with an A wave and then went back up in a B wave, and the price of Ethereum went to about $1,780, and it didn't break through the trend. It came back down, and then it came down the C wave, and it also connected within this triangular pattern. So we're consolidating even more within this trend now, and you can see how all this is really playing out, because also right now, we're also consolidating under that 20-day moving average. So as we do approach that 50% Fibonacci level, that's also going to be at our 50-day moving average. And where our trend is gearing up to break out of right now, that's right at our 100-day moving average. So a lot of things that are really lining up here, and the possibility of having a much larger breakout than expected, in my opinion, is very possible due to all these different things that are currently lining up. And then as we get right within that Fibonacci level, we're also then lined up right at that bull market support band after we pass that 50% Fibonacci level. So it's like kind of like a perfect storm of possibilities with Ethereum right now. And that's all if it's able to move to the upside, because the downside possibility is going to be a bit more bearish. Now we have this triangular pattern here. And then of course we have the much larger trend that actually has just a straight line within our bottom. So if we were to look at it to come down even more and have more time to break out of this trend, then that would be a much more bearish case scenario, because, well, what if we were to fall through that 52-week low with Ethereum, and then we're really retracing not just all of 2021 prices, but we're really starting to retrace 2020 prices with Ethereum. So that would be a very bad case scenario. And I don't think that Ethereum has really that much to continue to sell off, in my opinion. So now zooming in on the hourly chart, you can see how this consolidation at attempting to break out of this trend and break above that 20-day moving average, how that's all lining up at this moment. Now, if Ethereum was to say get to a price of around $1,500, then that would put it above that 50-day moving average and line it right up into breaking out of this much larger trend. And at that point, things would be a lot more bullish, and Ethereum would be getting on the other side of that bull market support band. And if that was also the case, then we could possibly be seeing Ethereum move within a 5-wave structure at that point. And there could be a possibility that, say, if everything that we've been seeing recently was part of a wave 1 after Ethereum hit its 52-week low, that was part of a wave 1, we came down on the wave 2, and this current price movement that we're seeing right now, this is part of a wave 3, and this wave 3 is one that I would think that Ethereum could be going to that $3,000 price within it, or even higher, and go into a much larger retracement of all of its previous losses that it did have. So for people that have not been following, I think that there is a possibility of seeing this all play out like this, but it's all about breaking out from the larger trend if it's able to do that. So anyways, for anybody that has not ever watched my videos, this is what I do every single day. I talk about Ethereum usually every day, and I'm starting to do Bitcoin every day, and then there's multiple different altcoins that I talk about every day as well. So if you like content like this, please do consider subscribing. I will keep you update on what is going on with the price every single day. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and jump on the next cryptocurrency to talk about. I will see you all in the next one coming very soon.